Hello everyone, welcome to our Modern Abundance class introduction. Tonight we're going to be looking at all the wonderful things that we're going to be discussing with you on abundance. Your right to abundance. Is everyone entitled to abundance? Of course the answer is yes. So I'm going to be reviewing the topics that will be in the 4-hour class, and we'll be looking at those dates later. Is abundance available to everyone? Oh my Lord, yes. I don't know what makes people believe that abundance belongs to someone else. Abundance belongs to you, period. It belongs to everyone. You are not so detached from the God force that you are punished by not being able to seek and have the things that you would like in your life. That comes out of your own consciousness. So we will be looking at what our belief systems are that keep us from accepting the abundance that is available to each and every one of us. There are many things that block us. Our history as children, our history as children in school, the different things that come up for us, the way the society conspires against us to make some people appear better than other people, that we're not enough, that we need to have more to even be allowed to have abundance. You have to have this kind of an education to get that kind of abundance. None of these things, my friends, are true. Absolutely none. By switching from have not to having simply is a matter of basic psychology. Do you deserve better than what you're allowing yourself to have? And in this class, we're going to show you where you might want to start to tweak your own mind chatter, to give yourself an opportunity, to give yourself a chance to get past your limitations. And it is the limitations in the mind that literally keep us from the abundance that we seek. Modern day society does not tell us how wonderful we are. Modern day society does not tell us how much we deserve. Modern day society does not tell us that we're just perfect the way we are. But the God force does. The spirit world does. And if you could learn to listen with new ears, you might find an enormous array of abundance around you that you simply never knew existed, because it's always been over there. Your mind chatter has always told you, if only you can do this, if only you can do that, if we could just have this education or that kind of a job, maybe you could get to where you want to be. Some of the greatest people I have ever met in my life sit in abundance. It is all around them because they have learned that they actually are abundance itself. But abundance is not something that you can acquire. Abundance is something that you have to be. And when you recognize, remember how for all these years I've taught you that energy follows thought? I got that saying from Seth. In fact, if energy follows thought, when you learn that you deserve the abundance automatically arrives. So it's a matter of perception, I believe. And we're going to teach you how to shift your perception from having and wishing to being and getting. And this is going to be a process that will be, I think it'll be a lot of fun for you, because you're going to see your own behavior and how you have a tendency, how we all have a tendency to see something, say, gee, I wish we could have that, or I wish I could have this, or whatever we want, and then the mind chatter comes in to immediately tell us why we can't have it. Because we haven't been trained to recognize we are abundance itself. Every day, every aspect of your life is an opportunity to live in abundance. Again, some of the wealthiest people I know own nothing. Some of the happiest people I know own nothing in our world, but in their world, they're tremendously happy. So abundance is a state of mind. It's a state of heart. It's your mind telling your heart, it's okay, I see you now. I get who you are. You are abundance. And you know, my friends, honestly, there's nothing that you could ask Spirit for that would ever have them say, they would never say no to you. Not ever. But what they will do is to begin to present doors to you for you to discover how you might shift your vibration. Tuning yourself to your own abundance is akin to tuning a shortwave radio. You have one radio, which is a receiver. Spirit has one, which is a receiver and a transmitter. Your job is to tell Spirit what you would like the abundance of. And when you tell them what you would like the abundance of, their job then is to begin to open doors that allow you to have that experience. Well, there's a problem here. And the problem is, do you deserve it? And this is the question I hear year after year after year. I heard a gentleman the other day say to me, Hans, my brother's a millionaire. I guess he deserved it because he said, I just sell used cars. I've never been able to get where he is. I said, do you deserve to be where he is? He said, no, he's obviously not. From that place, he probably won't allow himself to have a greater abundance. But children, abundance is not money. Abundance is not money. Abundance is love and peace and joy and flowers. These flowers here didn't ask if they could be today. They didn't ask if they were in abundance. They knew that they were what they were, and that was beautiful. Knowing who you are allows you to access abundance, universal abundance you never dreamed possible. So in our class, we're going to show you some of the roadblocks that we have managed through society to put up. We're going to look at ways that you can circumvent these roadblocks. We're going to look at possibilities of undoing all the preset conceptions that we have as to why we're not enough. This has been one of my pet peeves for many years, that we tend to look outside of ourselves for our okayness. You've often heard me tell the story of Buddha and the dandelion. I repeat this story because I think it's important. When the Buddha bent down at a satsang, picked up a dandelion flower, he just held the flower and pointed it to the devotees, and for an hour went by, 2 hours, and finally someone in the front row said, well, Gurudev, we failed to find the lesson on this. And he says, that it is enough. And he turned the flower and he pointed it to the people. In other words, what he was saying, it was already what it was perfect in that. Therefore, it was in its abundance. What you need to do is go and look at yourself in the mirror and find a safe place to say, I am enough. And when you say, I am enough, and you bring that I am enough into your soul, you bring the abundance of your possibilities with you. It's not by an accident that you're here, it's by design. There's nothing that's coming around the corner that is going to bring your abundance. You're looking, my friends, in the wrong place. You have a right to abundance. It is not something, your abundance doesn't belong to somebody else, and nobody else has bigger or more abundance than you. And when we help you to understand that you are divine, that the God force has no limitations in abundance, therefore how can you? If in fact you are spirit in human form, the abundance that's available to spirit is available to you. But our educational system, our teachings point out how we are not enough. And we have to learn to change that, because it is a distraction to our truth. The lesson for all of us is that all we have to do is believe. Doesn't that sound simple, everybody? Doesn't it sound simple? Just believe. Wow, what if we could just wake up tomorrow morning and we just believe, and abundance falls out of the sky and new cars and houses? That's not abundance. The abundance is the belief itself. The belief itself is the abundance that we seek, my dear friends. Learning to set your intention. You're not just here to sit on a cushion. You came to do certain things, to learn certain lessons, to open new doors for your soul's growth. You chose this particular incarnation to do that. So in order to do that, you have to have the abundance of the moment to create that. How do we start with that? We learn to believe. We will teach you how to disengage from thoughts that do not keep you whole, that separate you from belief, that punish you. You know, children, most of the punishment you ever receive in your life comes from your own mind chatter, not from somebody else. You must learn, and we will teach you, how to set your intention, how to actually acquire personal power by setting your intention, how to open doors that allow you to feel loved and safe and know that you're in the flow of universal abundance. We will give you tools that will help open many, many new doors for you that you actually didn't know were there all the time. My dear compatriot, Joseph Campbell says, when you finally get it, when you finally hear it, doors will open where previously there were no doors. That's what I'm talking about. When you finally believe it, when you finally get it, you fall into your abundance, literally. You must have unwavering, unflinching confidence. And that has to come from a safe place in your heart. When you become abundant of self, it feels like there's nothing you can't accomplish. There's nothing you can't do. You feel the wind of spirit at your back. And you know that no challenge is so great that it can stop you from being you. You know, sometimes when you go into a Baskin-Robbins store, they have these little tiny mini spoons, and you can run around and you can sample this and that, but you don't have to buy any of it, do you? But you have the right to do it, and you all have the right to do it. And it is whatever your heart desires. You have the right to test your own abundance. You have the right to allow the power of Spirit, the power of God to flow through you. Always. No one was created greater than you. No one. No one will ever be loved by God more than you. This is about you. This class is about how you can manifest you in you for you. In finding your abundant heart, you will attract the vibration you are. This is what we want you to understand, is you're slightly out of step with your true vibration. You're out of step. Sorry about that, kid. You are out of step with the vibration of God. You're out of step with the vibration of Spirit, and you're in step with the insanity of mankind. It is insanity. Just drive around the city of Los Angeles and watch the insanity. Everybody caught up in their own illusion. Everybody caught up in their own scheme. Everybody caught up in what they believe is and it's all dysfunctional. What we tell you to do is go and sit in the park, be very quiet, and tell God you are now ready to vibrate with the universe, and that you're now deserving and wish to attract your own internal and external abundance. Abundance is rooted in harmonizing with the spiritual energy that surrounds all of us. Listen, there's no place you can be, in other words. What I'm trying to say is there's no place you can be where your abundance is not. There's no place you can be where the energy of Spirit is not available to you. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter where you are. Some lady asked me, the real sweet girl, she said to me, is there a time when Spirit isn't in our life? I said, no. Well, she said, then how do I get any privacy? I said, you don't have any privacy. They don't care. They're not here to judge anything you're doing. That vibration of Spirit is with you, not spying on you, but it is with you always. So if you just picture yourself in a nice, warm big puddle of milk. Just milk. It's all nice and warm. Somebody puts some honey in the milk and you're in the milk. And it's always there. It's always there. It's not separate of you. It's not around the corner. I can't wait till I get to my milk bath. You're always in the milk bath. The problem is you keep wearing a rubber suit. And the rubber suit doesn't allow you to feel. It doesn't allow you to identify with the energy. The rubber suit, of course, being this thing. Abundance is rooted in harmonizing with the spiritual energy that surrounds us all. So you have the ability at any given time to change your life in the moment. When I was a young man, and the cartoons were actually, some of them didn't have any words in them, but they were cartoons. But when a guy got an idea or a lady got an idea, a little light bulb went boom over their head. And that's the way it is when you finally hear it. When you finally understand, oh, I'm okay. I can have that. I deserve that. I always deserve that. My mind chatter is in my way. My mind chatter is destroying my possibilities. So we're going to give you tools and show you how to talk to the mind chatter so that it begins to lessen its impact on you. And the more you don't answer the mind chatter, the more you deal with the fact that you are already in the milk bath, the more you understand that you are not separate from Spirit, the universe, and the flow of universal abundance. That it has always been, it is now, and forevermore will always be your right. It doesn't belong to someone else. How can I orchestrate my abundance? Probably during this last little chat that we've been having, I've been trying to explain to you how to do that. You orchestrate your abundance, or you orchestrate the change in your life by setting an intention. And what we're going to teach you is how to set intention that you know is from your heart and not from your mind. There is a big difference, children, between those two things. The mind will not always tell you the truth. The heart will always tell you the truth. Always. For instance, you may be a doctor, but in your heart you always wanted to be an artist. Why are you not an artist? Oh, because it doesn't pay enough money, or I might not be able to sell my things. So the mind will go in there and tell you all these things. Why don't you include being an artist while you're busy being a doctor? There's a million ways that you can get into this. How can I orchestrate my abundance? By letting go of the fear, by setting a belief, by knowing in your heart, yes, I am, yes, I can, and not caving in to the mind chatter that likes to remind you on a daily basis you're just not quite good enough. That's where the pain comes for spirit. That's where the pain comes from God. But if you truly are spirit in human form, if truly we are an expression of the God force, how in the name of heaven can you ever be separate from your abundance? Where did your belief system go wrong? Well, you never set out to do that. But it did happen as you went along. And the more you got into your education, and the more you got into life, the more you were told, well, you know, you might not be able to have this, and you might not be able to have that, and you know, that's for people with better money, that's for people with higher education, and you bought it, because that's what you were believed. We do not teach our people how incredible they are. We teach them what they might be able to get, and how they may be able to get through to the other side. And at 65, they're washed up. My grandfather, on his 61st birthday, was let go by Firestone after 37 years and given a gold pen and a little gold pin and $145 a month. He thought he had died and gone to heaven because he thought that's all he deserved. Yet the guy who ran the company got there without going to high school. You see, my friends? It's our perception. It's what we're willing to give ourselves. Our abundance is only limited by our imagination. Again, our abundance is only limited by our imagination. If you dream it, you can have it. You've heard these sayings for decades, but it's true. Do you think that James Cameron ever dreamed he couldn't make Titanic or Avatar? That he couldn't make it? He never had any doubt he could make it. He never had any doubt he could find the finances to make it. He simply knew that that's what needed to be done. That's what he was participating in, and that was the end of it. And the abundance came to meet the schedule. Reaching outside of reaching outside of yourself actually disconnects you from the very thing they're trying to create. Because it's not out there. It's here. It's not next door. It's not at Kmart. It's here. It's inside of you. You have to go in to find the doorway to abundance. It has always been there, but we've always been taught to look outside. So we have to start learning how to look inside. And what we're going to do in our class is give you an understanding of where inside of you need to look. And we will show you the traps that society sets and puts inside of you. We'll show you the traps that parents set and put inside of you. And we'll show you how to build invisible bridges with beautiful gold stairways across these traps. And as you raise up and you realize you are no longer harmed or damaged by all of this stuff here, that you are actually angels with wings, and you can fly right over all of this nonsense, and you can start to accept your abundance. You can set your course. You can tell Spirit what you would like the feeling of. You can tell where you would like to live, and watch and see how things begin to move your way. Does it happen overnight? No, because we're still in human form. So we have to be a little bit patient as Spirit. When you say to them, for instance, I would like the experience of a new car. Well, let's say the financings for you are not quite ready yet. But you say, I would like the experience of a new car, and I would like the experience of this car here, please. Believe it. Know it. Give it to Spirit to do, and watch and see how slowly this little thing comes in here, that little thing comes in there, and one day you wake up with a new car, the one you wanted. So when you believe, you plug yourself in to your own potential, your own possibilities. You have never been disconnected from Spirit. You did that yourself. You didn't know you were doing that, but that's what you did. You disconnected and then said, why don't I have any abundance? It's because you're not in the place where abundance is. So my job as a spiritual teacher is to help you to understand, yes, you can, and yes, you are. Period. The best way to communicate your wishes to Spirit, open your mouth. It's that simple. And you must learn to coordinate your mouth with your heart. These are two different minds, dear ones. Your mouth operates from the mind chatter. Your heart's mouth operates from the divine within you. And learning which is which, learning which works, which doesn't work, learning how to tell the difference between your mind chatter wishes and your heart's wishes. Because sometimes they look a little bit similar. But the truth of the matter is that you do not have to listen to the mind chatter, because the mind chatter is not going to help you. The heart chatter is. In other words, we suppress continuously thoughts from the heart, which is where we operate from. We do not operate from this, we operate from this. So in teaching you how to attract abundance, we teach you how to live in the heart, to operate out of the heart chakra, and we diminish the power and the potential over you that the mind chatter has. My friend, Reverend Michael Beckwith, says you don't get what you want, you get who you are. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You don't know yet who you are, but we're going to help you find out. And when you find out, you're going to be absolutely amazed at the wonder of you. You've never seen you. You don't know you. We're going to help you have a brand new, beautiful golden mirror that you can put up to your face and say, "Hi there, glad to meet you." And you can hold that up for the rest of your life because that's going to be your best friend. When you live in the mind chatter, you deny yourself who you are. When you live in the heart chatter, you give yourself who you are. Are you living the vibration of abundance? If you were, I wouldn't be giving you this class. Okay? Living the vibration of abundance means you got it. You know it. You love it. You live in it. You know there's nothing you can't ask the Spirit, that one way or another, they will figure out how to help you have that experience. Remember in praying what I've tried to teach you all these many years. Always say to Spirit, I would like, how do we word this? I would like the experience of the following, please. And don't give Spirit so many things that your mind chatter actually gets involved in making the request. Pick 2 things at a time. I would like the experience of this. I would like the experience of that. And then tell Spirit at the same time how you would like to feel while you're involved in this abundance. What is it that whatever abundance you are asking for, what does that do for you? How are you going to feel with that? That's really important for them to hear. The mind chatter starts to complain. I don't have this, I don't have that, how come so-and-so got this and I only got that? Stop for just a moment, children. Just stop it. Just listen to that mind chatter running. Ask yourself this question. What did I do to disconnect myself from my peace? What did I do that disconnected me from my abundance? Where did I go from being one person to being another? What happened to me? And I think what you will find out is that very slowly you suppressed the heart until you couldn't recognize the heart anymore. And you started to live out of the emotion of the mind chatter. And the emotion of the mind chatter began to dispel any joy that might have been there, begins to take away any hope that was there, and has you acting as an automaton in your daily life. And so you're going along and you're operating out of the mind, and then you begin to say, but who am I? Where am I? Why am I doing this? What happened to me? Where am I? Where did I go? Where did I go? So in this show that we're going to do, this class, if you want, in this class that we're going to be doing with you, we're going to give you tools you didn't know were available, possibilities you never dreamed of. We're going to help you open doors in your own life and to remind yourself of who you actually are, why you're actually here. And yes, you can. It's not an easy class, children, because it's a truthful class. And sometimes none of us want to look at what holds us back. But we will give you the energy and the power to have a good look. Remember that all of you, every person, there are hundreds and hundreds of people in this class today. And I want you to know that each and every one of you holds a special place in God's heart. To God, you are all divine children. All the abundance you need is right in your heart. Remember always that God does not love anyone more in this world than you, and I really look forward to seeing you in the class. Take care. Bye-bye.
Life is so beautiful. Life is so wonderful. How could I not want to live? Now it's time for you